Hey there guys, how are you? Welcome to my very first awesome video. I'm Andrew of Awesome Andrew over at T Incorporated or T Inc., whatever you prefer. But I figured it's about time I do my very first video because for a little while I've wanted to do YouTube and I've kind of worked up the courage to now do more videos now that I'm appearing on YouTube more often and stuff like that. So I figured just to get an idea of what this channel is going to be like, let's get down a little bit to the basis, a little bit of like the lowdown of what my channel is going to be covering, all sorts of content, et cetera, whatnot. So, real obvious thing I could say we'll be doing or I'll be doing over here on my channel is, well, gaming because I've been showing up a lot over T Incorporated, T over there. He so happens to be my neighbor, so I show up every weekend more or less. But it works, so we do Smash a lot. We do different videos. We're working to do Brawl. We'll do other stuff over there. Just we're working with stuff. We're adjusting. We're just experimenting, and I'm gonna experiment with this. So gaming. So that's going to be the first thing to cover, speaking of gaming. So I have lots to cover for my channel, lots of video games I can cover, old things, new things, whatever the case may be. If I have to buy them, if I have to rent them, I have to do whatever, who knows. Maybe we'll get I don't know, maybe we'll do video game reviews, but more likely like gameplays, walkthroughs, let's plays, adventures, little side missions. If I have to, would I have to redo story modes that I've already completed? Depends on the game, and if I feel like going through the hassle again, who knows? Just depends. But definitely gaming. I own quite a lot of systems that cover lots of gaming. So I have a PS4, I have a PS3, PS2. I even have an old PS1. I have a Wii. I would like to own a Switch, but we'll see where that goes. But I have a lot of PlayStation to cover. I have a lot of Wii, well, not that many Wii games, but I have Wii games. If I can find it, I have DS content I could do. Uh, I used to have a Game Boy, but I mean, I could do Game Boy games. Figure that out. See how that works. I could do PC stuff because we're looking to work on some PC things. So that's that on gaming. Let's see here. We'll cover. I'd like to cover movies because I'm a big fan of movies, and not only that, but movies have had a big impact and influence on just people and throughout history. In a way, it's had a big impact on me. That it's so had a big impact on me that what I plan to do for the future, my career and stuff like that is I want to get into film directing. So for those of you people out there, or maybe Hollywood, maybe someone's listening to this, I want to be a future film director. And I mean, I'm not looking for specific people right now to look at this video, but if I had to name a few names, I'm not going to say anybody at the moment because I've been scripting movies for a couple of years now. Eventually, hopefully, I can make these big screen material, and hopefully, I can work up some way to contact some people that I want as my cast. So I'm just putting myself out there. If you guys or someone out there is watching, please. But movie reviews. And plus, there's a lot to really cover with movies, and there's so much that I have a lot of different opinions and things on just movies in general. A lot how I feel about whether a specific movie or specific franchise or a company, whatever the case is. If we're gonna go into a lot of video games, movies, and television, I could cover TV shows. Speaking of which, I could cover stuff like movie news, like anything that pops up in in media and pop culture, anything that's new, oh, this just dropped in social media, it's been confirmed, or this has been rumored, or something's going on with this, and I can cover stuff like that. I can maybe cover trailers, maybe I can do trailer reactions here and there, stuff like that. Whatever suits you guys, whatever you think you guys want to see, and also let me know in the comments if there's any in particular game, movie, television show, anything you guys want me to cover, I'll look into it, possibly. I have a lot of things in mind I want to cover, but if there's anything in particular you guys want to see, let me know. So with that being said, with the whole movies, and then I'm going to be doing films and everything, maybe if you guys are interested, I could tell you a little bit of the ideas I have for films I'm gonna maybe put out there and stuff like that. Maybe cast, get some names out there. Maybe say, hey, Miss So and So, Mister So and So, would you be interested in this film here? I got. I could really use your sort of acting or sort of thing. So that would be really cool. So, um, I'll cover games, video games. I'll cover movies. I'll cover television. Um, let's see here. I could do top tens. I tend to do a lot of. I can come up with all sorts of top tens, and there's definitely probably a lot you guys will request. Knowing the internet, who knows? But I'm open to that idea. Let's see here. Top tens. I can go into quite a lot. Um, to be quite honest. And let's see. Think. Oh, well, you can't really tell, but back there I have a good bookshelf of comics and books and maybe graphic novels. If you guys want to look like comics and you like graphic novels, you like those sort of things, I can review some comics. I got some on my table, which you can't see, but still, I've been reading those lately. If I have to reread a comic just to review it, like let's say the Infinity Gauntlet over there. Yeah, I love that poster, by the way. Fantastic. Um, one, fantastic poster. Two, amazing novel. And three, um, an even as good, if not an even better adaptation of that novel. Obviously, Infinity War. But we can get into that somewhere down the line with MCU, with all that big old franchise, and obviously where it is now, because how big it's become, Marvel, and how big DC's kind of is. Well, just their movies in general, how big now they're a big universe and everything. Because one thing I kind of want to say on a side note about Marvel and DC is they weren't back in the day. They weren't used to the whole cinematic universe. They were kind of like in their own individual thing. Like different companies own different properties, and so over time, people came up with the idea, hey, let's bring these characters and finally unite them, sort of thing. Which now here we are. But I can cover comics. I could definitely, if I have to, I would read Infinity Gauntlet without a doubt. If I had to reread it. If I had to rewatch Infinity Gauntlet, no. If I had to reread it and just for a review, that's fine. I can do that. I can cover new things. I got a bunch over my table here. If I can bring something towards the table, it's got a lot of junk, all sorts of stuff, but underneath all that stuff is comics. So there's that, and and one thing I should address now that it just popped in my head, the demographic. Well, I mean, I don't think this channel matters on demographic, like in terms of like your age or anything, because I don't know if all channels have to cover this. To be honest, if they do, then I'll cover it. But I'll just say it now. But if not, then it's no biggie. But I don't know where to start with that because it depends, honestly. I don't think it'll really matter if it'll hurt where your demographic is. It's just as long as mm, I actually really don't know because quite honestly, I could, for all I know, I could end up saying something that all of a sudden could get me like, oh, 5-year-old just heard me say a swear word. It's like, yeah, that's not good. That'd be bad, but who knows? But I don't know. I don't know if I advise like little babies to watch this or any younger or any like. I'd say, mm, hmm, at least around tween, maybe teen. I don't know. But if there's a rule involving like what demographic a channel has to be, if that's a thing on YouTube, I would not know, to be honest, for mine, because all of a sudden I can wind up saying something, and all of a sudden I could get reported by a parent, but I don't think it could be as bad. I don't know, but let's just move aside of that. But if there's anything else that I'm missing, let me know in the comments as well. And if there's anything maybe I could cover that you would like to see, I could do maybe Q&As, since we do live streams over in J&T Inc. Which, by the way, make sure you subscribe to his channel and make sure you subscribe to mine as well. But with that being said, we do live streams over there. Well, we did one, but I could do live streams here. I could do live Q&As. I could do Q&As. I could do all sorts of things like that. Just kind of combine a lot of what YouTube is made of. Because when I thought about doing YouTube for a while, I never thought about doing a specific thing. I thought I just would take a lot of ideas that already exist, maybe come up with something new as well in the process. But I always saw myself as doing movie reviews. Maybe we'll talk about TV shows. We'll do top 10s. We'll do gaming. We'll do Q&As. We'll do live streams. We'll do stuff like that. We could do like little vlog videos, maybe just me going out somewhere, just checking out who knows what. My parents and I tend to go to Disney here and there because we have our annual passes. So maybe we'll do a video on that here and there, maybe just us walking around. Maybe we'll just check out the stores. Maybe we'll get on a ride or two, something like that. Just catch whatever we can on footage. We could do that sort of thing. We could do just random vlogs. Like I could do vlogs. Like maybe I'm just going to a store. Or maybe I'm hanging out with my friends, or just doing like whatever bullshit, just busting around, joking, doing stupid stuff that like I would do with my friends or something. Or maybe, I don't know, we'll do whatever stuff. Trying to think. Can't think of anything else at the top of my head. But while I have time left, I can definitely say that obviously, just judging by myself right now, I'm big into comics. I'm big into movies, big into games, big into television. I'd say I was raised by a lot of movies and raised into sort of like a Disney family, if you will, which is fine. And speaking of which, I love this shirt, honestly. Pretty awesome, not gonna lie. And if you can't tell, I'm literally sitting on a Spider-Man pillow, so don't judge. And speaking of not judging, but speaking of which, I want to keep this respectful as possible on this channel at all costs. So if you have an opinion, I would just politely and likely just want to say, let's just do it in a fashionable manner. Well, maybe a fashion is a bit much, but let's just respect one another's opinion. If I can respect yours and you can respect mine, that's fine. Whether we agree or disagree, that's up to you. Let's kind of do it fair and square, you know? Because too much, too much hate in the world, but the internet happens like that, but that doesn't mean to keep continuing with it. But whenever we get into a review or any discussion involving an opinion, just if you agree or disagree, I'd like to know why, and therefore I could say, you know what, so and so, you personally, yeah, you, I'm looking at you. I'm kidding, but you, whoever you are, let's say hypothetically, you said you didn't like this movie. Why? And then I'll say, okay, now I see your point of view, and therefore we can agree to disagree and say that, hey, we could call it fair and square. I respect your opinion. You respect mine. You respect mine. I respect yours. It works both ways. So it's fair and square. but maybe not too square, because sometimes squares are boring. I don't know why I say that sometimes as a thing, like it's fair, but not square. So I think that's all I could think of in terms of what to cover. I mean, if I ever get anything in the mail, or if I ever get anything like in terms of boxed, maybe I can do unboxings, since that's another thing people like. Maybe like go into collectors and collections and stuff like that, because I tend to have quite a collection, and way until we get into that, because because if you see these guys, you have seen nothing yet over here. Let me get you guys a little bit closer to that. So that's my small collection of pops so far. I plan to get a little bit more, but depends. And I got the Infinity War poster. I'm happy I hung that as well. Do I have anything over here? I have the New York Rangers, because why not? Plus, little fact, I used to live in Pennsylvania, so maybe that's where I get my not New York heritage, but I mean, it's that sort of thing, I guess. My parents, we were from Pennsylvania, my parents were from Long Island, so that explains the New York stuff. But Eagles suck. I'm kidding. But there's a lot of that over there. I got a Spidey calendar, and where did I see it? And yes, I have Sonic over to my left shoulder, and there's a Porg. Okay, I had to. Say what you. I mean, that's another movie we have to get into, the Star Wars franchise, because it's dependable right now, but I'd really like to save my opinions on everything when we actually cover them, and once we've covered them, then I could kind of go exploiting everything, because I'm thinking once I put out a review, and then maybe, let's say, in a different movie review or in a gaming video, I'll wind up talking about, say, said movie. Then I'll say, oh, well, maybe go a little more into discussion. Maybe we'll do a Q&A, asking, maybe you can ask me more on discussions. Maybe we'll do just discussions, something like that. But speaking of all this, before I forget, obviously I don't own any of these whatsoever. Obviously I don't own any of these properties, so I don't own these names, I don't own these properties, I don't own this company or anything like that. But I have to say that out there, because fair use sort of thing, copyrights and that whole thing. So, I think that's all I can think of at the moment. But if there's anything else I forgot, let me know in the comments. And as well, not as always, but from this point on and forward, as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please hit that like button, smash that like button. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I do awesome videos every day, not every week. I'll try to do that sort of thing. If it happens later than that, it's just got a lot of stuff going on. This with just my personal life, just with maybe other things, like maybe looking into maybe getting another job. Maybe there's also things associated with school, because this would be my last year of school. Also the things going on, maybe whatever the case may be, other stuff going on. But I will get to you guys every day, if not every week, something with something new. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you get an idea of what to expect and what's to come. And anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.